My name is Shaina Rozen. I graduated from ASU in 2008, and I currently own a content strategy and writing business called SideTone. Through my business, SideTone, I specialize in content strategy and writing. So I partner with other designers, developers, marketers, business owners to ensure that their marketing content and any content that they create differentiates their business, explains what they do in words that their customers understand, and motivates people to take action.
Awesome. What was the inspiration behind your venture?
I started my career in typical corporate marketing. I worked for a financial services company and then for the state of Arizona. And then I made the transition to working in creative agencies, smaller businesses within the Valley. And I found that I loved the ability to work really creatively with lots of different businesses rather than just focusing on one and working within that company. While I was working for those agencies, while I loved the work, I also realized that there is a time and place for a company to hire a marketing or a creative agency. But in a lot of cases, for small and mid-sized business owners, that model doesn't totally work for them. It's more expensive than they need or than they can afford, and it's more than they need in a lot of cases. So I saw that perhaps there was an opportunity for me to help them in a different way by bringing in people who specialized in each of these different areas of marketing, but bringing them together on an individual contractor basis to collaborate rather than hiring a full service agency that had more services than they needed in a lot of cases and a higher price point.
So every business owner has their why. What was your reason for choosing the unconventional route of being an entrepreneur?
One of the things that I've always been passionate about is translating something really technical or that's within a business's set of jargon into something that other people understand, kind of making sense of all of these different ideas or internal terms and translating that into something that their customers understand. I loved doing that for larger businesses and creative agencies, and I saw an opportunity to do that even more through my own business. I think my favorite thing about being an entrepreneur, there's two things that I love about being an entrepreneur. On the personal side, I love the flexibility and being able to choose the types of businesses and clients and projects that I do. Being able to focus more in the areas that I want to focus rather than having to take on anything and everything has been really great. And then on the professional side, I love being able to feel like I'm actually making a difference and I'm not just a drop in the bucket of a really large organization. So by being an entrepreneur, I get to work directly with other business owners and entrepreneurs and really see the impact that I'm making.
Is there a specific course that you took here at ASU that you feel has helped you most in your professional career?
When I was at ASU, I think some of the most basic marketing courses were actually the most helpful for me because even though the industry has evolved, at the end of the day, it all comes back to basics and those don't change. So even the simple things like the 4 P's of marketing with product placement, pricing, and promotion, I come back to those often. I think marketing is often thought of as the promotion piece of it, but I also feel really strongly that unless you get the product pricing and placement right, the promotion doesn't matter. So being able to come back to those basics and help coach other business owners and entrepreneurs on how to ensure that their product is providing a great experience, it's at the right price, it's placed in the right areas to connect with their audience and their customers, and then that we're promoting it in the right way to reach them with the right message in the right place at the right time.
Now that you've been working on your entrepreneurial ventures, what quality do you think every entrepreneur should possess?
When a lot of us get into starting our own business or being an entrepreneur, I think a lot of us do it because we have this one thing that we're really passionate about, this specific industry, this specific product, something that we want to add to that industry. At the same time, though, the reality is that as an entrepreneur, at least until you grow a larger business, you are wearing a lot of hats and doing a lot of the business part of it yourself. So I would recommend definitely focusing on the business portions of it, the communication, operations, processes, some of the stuff that isn't as glamorous as the part that you're often really passionate about, but that can make or break your success as an entrepreneur.
What about your business sets it apart from others right now in the industry? And how did you get to that unique value?
What sets my business apart is a lot of what I learned at WP Carey, which is that importance of knowing how to run a business. So in my industry, a lot of people are very creative and genius minds when it comes to marketing and design and creativity. But they may or may not be able to actually run a business, get clients, keep clients, invoice, manage communication and project management. And I feel like everything that I learned at ASU and at WP Carey really set me up for success in running a business, not just being, a creative entrepreneur.
Can you talk a little bit about how your business looks different now than when you first started?
When I started my business, I was mostly a subcontractor for other larger companies. So I was reliant on them to send me work and send me clients. And I was also beholden to them in terms of my schedule, the types of projects I took on. I was limited in how much I could make. And over the years, I have transitioned to reaching out to clients on my own and working directly with them instead of through another company. So that has unlocked all sorts of great things. Being able to choose the types of projects and the clients that I work with based on my values and the types of work that I want to do. Having more control over us working together, the processes that we have, the work that we do together. Of course, pricing I have more control over, and just the ability to execute my vision as opposed to working through another company.
During your time at ASU, was there ever a time you felt disconnected from the entrepreneurial community? And what do you wish would have been there that would have been more supportive while you were here?
Yeah. When I was at ASU and WP Carey, I think a lot of the curriculum and the work that was being done with students was more geared toward grooming us to be part of a corporation or a large company. It wasn't as catered to entrepreneurship. So I love seeing that since then there's been, a whole entrepreneurship program built out. There's more initiatives like this with blogs and other resources and ways to meet other business owners who are not just working for very large companies, but that are doing their own thing or pursuing their own path.
What advice would you offer to someone just starting on their business journey? Is there anything like you wish you could go back and do differently? And like how would you advise somebody on that?
So one thing that I have experienced that I would encourage others to do as well is to not be afraid to reach out and ask for a conversation or help in any way. What I've found is that at least our local entrepreneurship community here is all about collaboration and not about competition. I think a lot of us are afraid or that we don't have our stuff together enough or that we won't know how to approach those meetings. But what I've found is that people want to help. Especially when they've been in your shoes before just starting out. So I would say don't be afraid to reach out to people, but be very clear about what you're looking for, whether it's just running some ideas past them, or if you're looking for specific advice, come into those meetings or those requests that you're making of them with a very specific ask and request so that they know if they can be helpful and how they can be helpful and what you're asking of them. To learn more about me and ways that we could potentially work together, my website is SideTone, SideTone.com, and my name is Shaina Rozen. You can find me on LinkedIn.